Welcome back to Indian Trace, and I will not say that I have not found a lot in the last 3 days or so. And for example, I was going to put these on a video if I found one that just really inspired me to make a movie. It has sort of had to be in the right in situ. It sort of had to be in the right conditions. Uh, you know how it is when you're thinking about making a video. For me, it just has to strike me as something that I really want to document with a video. And I don't just go along with my camera on and what have you. So I just try to work with what I have. But I want to show you in the last 3 days what I found just to clean up some really great pieces and just make a couple comments because I want to answer the question that came in on Indian Trace here. Look at these two scrapers. This one I just found today at Saponi, and Saponi is ready for. There we go. We got the focus working. It's another thumb scraper. I've been finding a lot of thumb scrapers lately. And stay tuned because I'm going to do a video in a second about the winners for the last Moving Day giveaway. You might have won. And you can always, if there's a giveaway, spread the word or anything or tell your friends to come by Indian Trace. There's a lot to gain. But I'm going to mention some things about that in the next video. This one, take a look at these. Some great finds. And I found some other stuff that's in my box for the koi pond. But this stuff I'm going to move in certain directions and just wanted to give a cleanup of it because I wasn't able to film it out in the field. And I don't always find stuff, I mean, it's just the way it rolls. But somebody asked, what are the most important qualities about finding the way you do? Well, that's a tough question. And I know there's a couple people out there, maybe a little more than that, who are just beginning hunting or interested in it. And look at these finds, they're great. So I want to give you maybe, 5 off the top of my head of the most vital trains of thought, the things that you have to have in place to get out there and find some North American Indian artifacts. Maybe it'll help somebody out there. Nice broken piece from Notchville. I went by there yesterday. It needs rain. Well, I guess every site needs rain, but that'll come into these 5. Look at this piece from the Cove. That's a great little piece, isn't it? Well, I guess the first point would be when it comes to collecting North American Indian artifacts, the first most important quality about getting out there is location. Pinpoint that. Once you have it, don't ever. Years will pass. Don't ever give it up. Once you know it's a location, don't ever quit on it, which comes up to, I guess, maybe one of the second traits, which would be tenacity. Look at this piece from Notchville 2. They just taken in the sweet potatoes, and this is some great reddish brown flint. Just a great find for an artifact. It's just the way it rolls, though. There's going to be some broken. I mean, look at these two pieces. Fantastic. They'll probably go into my Heartbreakers vase. And great piece of greenish rhyolite here. So we've mentioned location, tenacity. Just stick with it. Of course, from the top, when I mentioned it needs more rain, look at the size of this Guilford. I found this at Notchville 2 yesterday as well. Conditions. This is big. I don't know if they just didn't try to reduce it down anymore. It's thick, it's chunky, but it's clearly. See, why I like artifacts is you can pick them up and you can say, this is clearly human altered. It's not natural. So that the North American Indians were working with this and either did something with it or just gave up on this type of stone. This particular piece of stone, I guess. So that's a good piece. Fantastic. Just look at the materials. I liked it. So, you take it with you. So I mentioned location. I mentioned tenacity. I mentioned the conditions. Here's a great piece from the garden. Just went through there, I don't know, maybe this weekend or what have you. And that was a great piece I never really got to put on film. Interesting piece. Another aspect I would mention if you're going out there looking for artifacts is trust. Once you know it's a location, look at this piece of quartz. Found it at Notchville as well. Just tracing through Notchville 1 again, which is right next to Notchville 2 where these points came from. And was able just to spy this. Because I just went through and I decided I would, just trust. I knew it was a good location. No, it is. It's proven itself. So I went through and I just trusted. So as I finish up with these scrapers right here, and this is, of course, a familiar strawberry quartz, and this is a piece of rhyolite. But it's not just a piece out there. Somebody will go along and say, that's just a rock. Well, if you got good eyes and you're educated eyes, you can start to discern telltale signs that repeat themselves in pieces. I mean, look at the edges on this thing. Look how it's worked. What would the last thing? Number 5, maybe patience. And that answers the question, I guess. What are the most important things about being able to find successfully and consistently? Well, what did I say? Location. I mean, look at these great scrapers. Conditions. Knowing conditions, how they affect the soil in your area. Trust. You have to trust. It just works better when you're out there looking around and with your eyes and your brain and your mind to have a heart of trust when you're moving forward. Look at those. And then tenacity. Tenacity is an important trait that you just, you're going to move forward, trusting, of course, in your location, what have you, but you're not going to give up. Tenacity. And then, I guess, for me, it just works, your ability to relax. Look at that. And that does it. So hopefully, if you really want to get those down, you listen to the video again, maybe, or give it to a kid who's looking to find artifacts and gets discouraged. I know one of my sons has gone out before and he couldn't handle it. He just got too discouraged. But I just wanted to share that cleanup. Just a great group. Moving on to the next thing, I have to announce my moving day, number 10, giveaway winners. Of course, as always, I hope you find out there. Be well.